Hey everyone, it's been a while since I've done a faith-based message, but today it's important. I have a friend, a dear friend, who is experiencing some turmoil. And as a trans person, this turmoil centers on their faith. It centers on whether or not God still wants them, and whether or not they should continue with the work that God has put before them. So, in discussing this with my friend, I decided that this is probably a good message for a lot of people, and it would be appropriate to put it in a broader format. So, make a video, put it out there, maybe it'll help some people. This friend of mine, similar to myself, feels that, a calling from God to reach transgender people, LGBTQ people of all varieties, not just trans, and, was really certain of that and had embarked on a ministry and really felt that they were doing what God had called them to do. And they've ran into some opposition. And some of it is kind of harsh, and there's some fear, there's some doubt about where is this going to go and how is it going to impact my life. And so I thought about a story. There's a really good book. If you haven't read it, I strongly recommend you go find a copy and read it. You can get it on Amazon. You probably can get it at a public library. I bet there's a copy around you could probably get for free. But there's a book called Pilgrim's Progress. It's a classic. If you've never heard of it, there were two books that used to be found in the homes of most Christians: the Bible and Pilgrim's Progress, and I really recommend it. It's by John Bunyan. But the main character, Christian, goes on this journey to the Celestial City. But along the way, he encounters a lot of different challenges. People trying to dissuade him, and places where he experiences opposition and sometimes danger. Well, one of the places he goes is Castle Doubting. And in this place, he encounters giant despair. And I thought about this when I was talking to my friend. Castle Doubting, feeling imprisoned by your doubts. And a lot of us go through that at various points in our life, especially as Christians. And, so I brought it up. And I thought this was, it was appropriate. There was a quote from the story where Christian and his companion Hopeful, they're in a dungeon in Castle Doubting, and they're wanting to escape, and all of a sudden Christian realizes, I can. You'll have to read the whole story to know about this key that he has, but so here's the quote. He says, "What a fool am I, thus to lie in a stinking dungeon, when I may as well walk at liberty. I have a key in my bosom called Promise, that will, I am persuaded, open any lock in Doubting Castle." So, that key called Promise, at least in this instance, I would say comes from Scripture. And I thought about Psalm 23, because this friend of mine, was really wondering, do I just stop my ministry because these people might do bad things? They could do all kinds of things. So I thought about Psalm 37. Hopefully I didn't say 23. I think I did, but it's Psalm 37, verse 23 and 24. It says, "The steps of a man are from the Lord. He establishes him in whose way he delights. Though he fall, he shall not be cast headlong, for the Lord is the stay of his hand." So we as Christians, we have a promise from God that whatever path he has for us, that we are to travel, however difficult it gets, however many obstacles we come along, he's going to see us through it. He's going to get us through, even if it's a rough journey. And so I encourage my friend, to seek out God's guidance on how do you keep moving. You know that God has this path for you. You know that you've been established in it, and that you've seen fruit, you've seen abundance. And now that you've got some opposition and you've got some people who might be causing trouble, well, how do you keep going on the path? So I hope that this encourages some of you, those of you who happen to share the Christian faith. And those who don't, I understand some of my followers are not Christians, and I don't get on here to make a big fuss about that. So, if you don't want to apply this in a matter of faith, if you don't believe in faith, that you would find a way to, put it to use in your own life, your own personal way. So, I hope you have a great week. I've got to get on the road. I've got some traveling to do today for work. So, until next time, have a good week. Stay safe, stay healthy. Bye.